Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Mariposa Homeschool. In today's video, I will be showing you my curriculum picks for my 6th grade son. If you are interested, please stay tuned. Okay guys, I am probably later than most homeschoolers who show curriculum picks on YouTube, but number one, we didn't stop doing school for the last school year until way late until the summer, and then like August, and then we didn't pick back up doing school, and we did it very like a slow staggered start before we started this year. So I didn't even purchase all of my curriculum at one time, but I finally had everything, and I figured it is a good time to show everyone what we finally settled on for the 2024-2025 school year for 6th grade. And yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys see exactly what we chose. I already had given ideas and like several hints and talked about things that we were doing this year. So some of it is not a surprise. I already started showing some of it as it was coming in. Let me clean these glasses, they're super dirty. Hang on one second. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into all of the curriculum. So the first thing I have in front of me is the Good and the Beautiful Math 3. This is actually what we ended up ending off with last year. We didn't finish it, and I felt like there were a lot of concepts in here I did not want to skip, so we are right back to using the Good and the Beautiful for math this year. We are probably going to zip through a lot of this quickly because some of it we did do last year. I'm not starting it over. I'm just kind of going through pick up where we left off. And I think it was like after all the measurements and stuff, like gallons, pints, ounces, that kind of stuff. And then we're still working on multiplication. So the reason that I did not want to move on this year in math is because my son hasn't really mastered his multiplication facts, and I don't want to move him on until he's really mastered those. I vividly remember being so good in math up until about 3rd, 4th grade. And when we started doing multiplication and division, I did not have those facts mastered, and that is just when math fell apart for me. So I really wanted to give him a really good foundation before we move on, and really there is no reason to rush as long as he is getting these foundational lessons and foundational concepts mastered. A lot of this math stuff will go a lot easier and a lot quicker for him. And if you haven't seen my previous video, what I like to do is print the Good and the Beautiful lessons. The math is free for kindergarten through, I think, 8th grade. I could be wrong. I have to check that. But their math lessons are free in the PDF form. So what I do is I will print the PDF version. I put it in a binder like this, and I will flip the camera around in just a second and just flip through some of the lessons. There is a reference sheet that comes with the Good and the Beautiful Math 3, and I actually laminated those. So this is one of the reference sheets. There we go. That's pretty good to see. I laminated this because he's going to be using this throughout the year. And then this is the reference sheet continued, and here are some of the things that he's going to be using. I laminated this for 2 reasons. 1, because he's going to continue to use this a lot, and 2, he's got a little sister coming up behind him, so she'll be able to use this as well. I have like a master math folder, and every time we introduce a new concept, I have kind of like a reference sheet like this, like a money, a time. These are other math concepts, and I will laminate them and stick them in that folder for his sister to use as well. So I don't have to keep printing the same things twice. If you are not familiar with the Good and the Beautiful, they do, for math, there is a math box that is required for kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels. They're not grade levels, they're just levels of math. So I do not purchase those math boxes. I actually create my own, and it was super duper fun. This one, I purchased everything off of Temu. I will link that video, sorry, up here. I always do that backwards. The video I will link up here where I purchased everything on Temu for this math box. It was super fun, including this little pouchy envelope that we keep it all in. The purpose of the math box in the Good and the Beautiful is to help solidify concepts in math that are introduced, and you're able to use different manipulatives, dice, measuring tape, things like that, so that you're playing games throughout the lesson, throughout the course. And then you're also bringing those lessons to life, and it's helping the child remember what they're learning. So I put everything in this little pouchy bag here. I love it. Some things that you're going to need are a measuring tape. Again, you can find this at like a Dollar Tree, but I did end up purchasing everything off of Temu, so that's in there. I have game pawns, and I don't remember how many you need. Sorry, we had a delivery, and Big Mama back there is like our alarm system, so she started sounding off. So yeah, back to what I was talking about. There are some game pawns. I bought a 36 game pawns. Actually came in handy because I ended up using these for my kindergartner's math box as well, but there's different colors here. Super cute. These were only like a few cents or a couple dollars on Temu. I bought some dice that have, there's 6 dice in here, and they have, let me get them out, like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. I think one of them has an equal to sign. So just these different dice on here. What else is in this math box? I bought blank dice because there is a game in here that you're going to be using capacity dice, and on the capacity dice you're going to put like 2 pints, 8 pints, 2 cups, 4 cups, 16 cups, stuff like that. And then on the other one you're going to be putting a gallon, a quart, a pint, stuff like that. So you're going to roll the dice and figure out which one is more. So I actually have several other dice in here that are just blank if we ever need them for anything, and they actually did come in handy because, again, I use them for my kindergartner's math box as well. So this stuff was such a good investment because I'm continuing to use them in multiple different ways. I loved putting this math box together. It was a lot cheaper than purchasing the one off the Good and the Beautiful website, and it was fun. I have some dried pinto beans in here. We use these as counters. I also used to have buttons in here too. And then we have like all these different like die. They're, I don't know, 8-sided, 16-sided, 5-sided. I don't know. They're just random. I think there was something in here that I needed these for, and I can't remember. There's like a 4-sided die. I don't remember. I bought these because there was a weird sided number that I needed, but it came with all of these, so we just use these as well. But I did find at the Dollar Tree, they have like 6-piece die sets as well. So if you just need regular dice, they are at the dollar store. So yeah, I put this math box together. That is the good and the beautiful math. And now I am going to turn the camera around and just flip through a few of these pages and show you some of the lessons in here. The next curriculum that we have is Language and Literature, Level 6, From the Good and the Beautiful. And if you notice here, it says it's not just language, arts, and literature. It includes literature, grammar and usage, punctuation. Art is a very big component in this curriculum. There's geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing. So this is all included in this curriculum. Again, this level 6 of language arts is free if you download the PDF version online and then just print it yourself. I also have printed, for this level, you need what is called grammar cards. So I am in the process of making up these, they're not called grammar cards, they're called something else. What are these called? Oh, they are grammar and geography cards. That's what you'll need, grammar and geography cards. And so that's what these are. They just have grammar concepts and the answer on one side. And then some of them are just geography cards. Like this one is what ocean is this? And then it tells you the answer in the back. So I'm in the process of making these up because unfortunately the way that my printer and my computer is working, they're not printing nicely. So I started making these last year. You use them for both years for 5th and 6th grade. So you will use these as well. Also for the good and the beautiful, since I am using the PDF version, I decided that I was going to purchase the level 6 reader. So I did not want to print this. This is an actual chapter book, and it actually does come in your PDF. You can download this and print it yourself if you don't want to purchase it this way. It was just too large, too clunky. I didn't want to print it and like keep it in this binder. I wanted it to be a book that my son could hold and read. And again, like I said, we have a kindergartner who is coming up behind my son, so she could use this as well. So I just figured I wanted to go ahead and purchase this. It does tell you that is for use with the language arts and literature course. So we purchased this, and this directly correlates with his language lessons. And then another book that you have to purchase with level 6 is Little Lord Fauntleroy. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is a book that you can purchase off the Good and the Beautiful website, but you can purchase it on Amazon or anywhere. Like, I tried to look for it on half price books first, and I didn't find it there, so I just went ahead and purchased it with the Good and Beautiful. I was paying for shipping for other stuff that I bought from there anyway, so might as well. So that is everything for the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 6. I am going to flip the camera around really quickly and just give you guys a quick snapshot of what is needed for okay, so as I said in the very beginning when I introduced the Language Arts Level 6, there is a very large art component in this language arts program, which I love. I am not the best at teaching art. It's actually my least favorite subject to teach because it's my least favorite subject to take. I'm not great at art, and it's hard for me to come up with ideas for arts and crafts and to keep it interesting for my kids. So I love that this component is in the language arts, because otherwise I really don't think that we would be doing much of it, because I'm not really interested in it and neither is my son. So this exposes him to different pieces of art, different techniques and things like that. And inside of the language arts, it does tell you what other items you will need to purchase to make sure that you have everything, like all of these supplies for level 6. Here is the additional items that you will need, and it says it here. I will show that page when I turn the camera around and show the actual curriculum itself. But it says that you will need a timer and a highlighter. We have those things here. I purchased a timer a couple years ago off of Temu. And we will need tracing paper. So I did purchase this tracing paper. It's 120 sheets off of Amazon. Inside of the lesson itself, it actually gives you the item numbers that you can purchase things off of Amazon, which is extremely helpful because that's what I did. It also says that you will need a set of chalk pastels. I'll go grab those. So my baby, she's so sweet. She brought me our timer because she heard me talking about it. So this is the little timer I had purchased off of Temu. I think it was only $1 or $2. It has a little magnet on the back and a little stand. And then it's super simple to use. It's just battery operated. So you can turn it on and off here. There's a little button on the side. And for seconds and minutes. It's super simple and cute and exactly what we would need for homeschool. It also says chalk pastels, and this is the type that we decided to go with here. The curriculum says you must have a white and an off-white color, so I didn't want to get him something too basic. I wanted it to have a little bit of variety. But again, I'm not familiar with chalk pastels. I don't know if I've ever even used these before. So I didn't really know what I was buying. I just went off of what was suggested on Amazon. And these are what we grabbed. There's 24 colors. There is a white and like an off-white color. So yeah, I think that is everything that he needs as far as chalk pastels go. We also are going to need a kneaded eraser. That's what it's called, a kneaded eraser. And that is this right here. Art tape. So I got this little set of art tape off of Amazon. You could also use painter's tape, like the blue colored painter's tape. That would work as well. A workable spray fixative. I have never in my life heard of this, so I purchased this. I just Googled or searched in Amazon workable art fixative. Okay, so I got this. It says that you can use it for like drawings and stuff, so I think this is what we need. And then watercolor or pastel paper. I just purchased that from Target. Target had like mixed media paper. I bought that. And then charcoal pencil of any kind. That's why I ended up purchasing this kit, because it comes with the kneaded eraser, the graphite pencils, and this eraser and the sharpener, and then blending stubs. So this is a blending stub, this white one right here. Again, I've never used one of these ever, so I just went with the Amazon Basics kit because everything in here is what we needed. So yeah, that is everything for language arts that we purchased. And now I'm gonna go ahead, turn the camera around and show you guys just a few pages of what it looks like in the inside of level 6. And really quickly, I just wanted to show you guys all of his language arts, like art stuff. I just keep in this little thing. I think I got this from the Dollar Tree or Target. They sell them both places, Dollar Tree and Target. I purchased it a long time ago when we very first started homeschooling, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I put them aside, and now I just threw all of his art stuff in here just because it's convenient and easy. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so for science this year, what we decided to go with is chemistry. So we are going to do the chemistry lesson from The Good and the Beautiful, of course. I'm not sure if I've ever said this here, but the science units from The Good and the Beautiful they were our first introduction to The Good and the Beautiful. And I believe we did safety and the human body. And my son fell in love with it. She was a little too young to remember. She was only probably like 1 when we first started doing homeschool here. And safety was the very first lesson of The Good and the Beautiful that we've ever done, and my son absolutely loved it. And ever since then, he's loved science from The Good and the Beautiful. And then that kind of prompted me to start looking into their other subjects more and more. So chemistry is not one that we have done. This is it's a lesson for older children. They usually start about 3rd or 2nd grade, and this one starts at 5th grade. So your child has to be a little bit older, middle school age, to start this lesson. This is the parent book. And then we did just get one student journal because my 5-year-old is going to be a little bit too young for this year, but don't worry, we'll do our own science, We'll do our own science stuff. We've got something coming for little hearts and hands. And then I did go ahead, I'm very familiar with The Good and the Beautiful. They have amazing supplies lists. Like every single lesson, they will tell you what you need in every lesson. Most of these items are things that you would have here just lying around your house. Like lesson 1, you need a bowl, a coffee filter, markers, 3 to 6 cups of water. We have all that kind of stuff. Glue. Lesson 4, you need a rock and a balloon. Like we have everything. But as I was looking through here, I did want to make note of things that we don't have or that we use pretty often, that it was worth purchasing. And I did notice that you're using graduated cylinders quite a bit, and different kinds of graduated cylinders throughout this lesson. So because of that, I did go ahead and purchase a set of graduated cylinders off of Amazon. And I will go ahead and open this up for you. It says that this is fragile, but they're all plastic. So this is actually a pretty large kit of graduated cylinders. Let me take everything out and then I will show you everything we've got. It comes with 4 sizes of plastic cylinders, and it's a 10, 25, 50, and 100 milliliter. That's what this cute little one here is, 50. These you get 5 little pipettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a large 100 milliliter graduated cylinder, and also a cleaning brush for it that came with it. This is just foam on the bottom, I think, for packing purposes, but I left it in here just so it stayed nice. I also have already found uses to use these for my daughter's science class as well, so we'll get tons of use out of these. Now put that back in here, babe. Okay, that's fine. There's a couple other sizes here. This is 25 mil. This is 50. Here are some. Are these cylinders or beakers?
I think they're like.
Is this a beaker?
No, not them.
And this is a cylinder?
But what's this?
Or is this a cylinder and this a beaker?
I think that's a beaker. That's a cylinder.
Okay, comment down below. Tati thinks this is a cylinder, right? Or no, wait, which one do you think is a cylinder? Okay, so she thinks this is a cylinder and this is the beaker. Is she right? Because I don't know. But we get 4 different size beakers or cups. 50, 25, 100, and this is 1,000. And then we got all these different size cylinders. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not sure what's a cylinder and what's a beaker. I have no idea. Comment down below if Tati's right. These are called pipettes. I know that. You've played with these before.
I thought they were like beakers.
So yeah, we bought this from Amazon. I will link it down below for you guys as well, because chemistry, you definitely use these a lot. So now I am going to turn the camera around, show you the inside of I think it's called like the family book or the parent book. You only need to purchase one of these when you purchase a science lesson, and then you get different student journals depending on how many kids are doing a lesson. So I will turn the camera and show you guys both of these books. Okay, so we also have history this year, and it is something that I decided we really needed to get into more in depth, and we really needed to take it seriously this year. Before, we just kind of did some very light geography and history, didn't have very super structured lessons or anything like that, but this year I really want to take it seriously, and we're taking a completely different approach than we ever have to history this year. And I'm thinking of doing this for both of my children who are in 6th and kindergarten. So if you watched any of my videos from last year, you will see that I used knotgrass for history, and this is the America the Beautiful. There are 2 big books like this. This is number 1. There's 2 of them. There's also tons of things like CDs, test booklets, answer keys, maps, stuff like that. What I've decided to do this year is use this book as a guide for us, and we are going to take the approach of history through literature. We're going to be learning through literature. So we left off last year, very early America, around colonial times, before the Revolutionary War. So that's where we're picking up this year. And what I've done is taken some of the information from this knotgrass, like very large book here, taken some of that information and just kind of transferred it into how can I find literature that will support what we're learning right now and walk us through this time in history. So that's what I did. I went on the library website and reserved a ton of books that we're going to be using to work through this time in history. So I will show you what I plan on using. If I need to make sure some concepts are solidified or want to throw in like a little project here and there, I will do that, and I'm not afraid to get on Teachers Pay Teachers and look up something there, or Etsy, or something like that, or even create a little something myself on Canva. So where we are going to start is, we already read a couple of these, but I have a book like the Star Spangled Banner. This goes through the actual Star Spangled Banner, but it also tells the story of how it was created. I also have Pocahontas. This is a DK reader. This just tells the story of the true story of Pocahontas. I also have the story of Sacagawea, her true story. I have a book called A More Perfect Union, the story of our Constitution. This is by Betsy and Giuliano Maestro. So that looks like a good book. I'm excited to read some of these. A lot of these I've never even read before. I like the pictures in here. This looks like a good one. A More Perfect Union. We also have Our Flag Was Still There. This is the true story of Mary Pickersgill and the Star Spangled Banner. And I think she is the lady who actually knitted the American flag. Oh God, please don't quote me on that. I have no idea. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is so cute. Look at these pictures. I love it. Those are cute. I also have TikTok Banneker's Clock. This looks like a good one. Benjamin took his time to study the miniature machine. This is a challenge, and he loved challenges. This looks good. I also have Dave the Potter, Artist, Poet, Slave. This one has won the Caldecott Honor Book. Coretta Scott King Award. Looks really good. This one was recommended on Pinterest. A lot of my book recommendations I've been getting from Pinterest lately. I also have a couple chapter books that I want Gabriel to read. One of those chapter books is going to be Fever, 1793. I remember reading this book. I can't remember if it was in like 3rd or 4th grade, but it is in the time period that we are going to be studying. So this is one of the books that he will be reading as a chapter book. Okay, the other chapter book that Gabe will be reading is I Survived the American Revolution 1776. He actually seems to really like these I Survived books, so we reserved this from the library. It looked perfect for what we are doing right now. This is actually the first one he's going to read. He's going to read this chapter book first, and then he will read 1793. Fever 1793. And then the very first one that we started with is If You Were a Kid in the American Revolution. We read this one first, just to get us back on track to where we were from, having such a long break for, we had a long break between last year and this year and starting back up. So when we first started school, we did not include history for a little while. So this was just like our reintroduction back to history. So the kids really liked this book. So yeah, that is everything that I have for history. Those are all the books that I have reserved so far. And that should last us quite a while until we transition into the next time period. And I will probably do like another little book haul for history for you guys and show you what we got next. Last but certainly not least is what we intend to do for Bible. I have not purchased anything new for Bible because both my children have Bibles. They both have devotionals. They are two different places in their spiritual journey right now, and I want to meet them where they're at. So right now we have decided to do Bible separate but at the same time. So just like the rest of our curriculum, you know, my sixth grader is doing his stuff, my daughter is doing her stuff for kindergarten, but we're all kind of doing school in the same vicinity and together. That's what we're going to be doing with Bible. I will eventually purchase a, what is the name? It is Bible Lessons from Not Consumed. I really enjoy those devotionals from Not Consumed Ministries, and I intend to purchase one a little bit later throughout the year, but right now I really just want my kids focusing on scripture memorization, reading scriptures. You know, my daughter is only 5, so they're in vastly different areas of things like that. So yeah, we're gonna keep that separate but together. So I haven't purchased anything new for Bible, but we definitely are still going to be including that in our school year. Okay guys, so that is everything that we intend to use for 6th grade for my son who is 12. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below. If there are any changes to our curriculum, I promise I will give some updates throughout the year, letting you guys know how this curriculum has worked out for us, if we made any changes, if we decided to stop using something and try something different. I will keep you guys posted. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel right down here if you have not already done so. And I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Bye.